Hello everyone, welcome back to ParsecGames, and before I even start the tutorial I just want to apologize. This video did take me quite a while to make. The reason is I actually forgot I made that video in the first place, and now I forgot I even had a YouTube account called ParsecGames and everything. I just forgot that, and then a couple weeks ago now I logged in on my phone into Gmail, and then I saw all these emails. I think it was over 100 of people just commenting and liking and subscribing. Actually, now I have over 100 on an account I forgot I even had. Over 100 subscribers, and all these comments telling me, begging me to do a second one. So now now I'm back from vacation. And now I can finally make another tutorial, part 2. And I think it's actually almost exactly a year ago I did the first one. I think it was on the 25th, if I remember correctly now. And this one is, well, as you can see, it's the 27th of July. So I think it's almost exactly a year. It's a bit more than a year. I hope that doesn't slow down your project from being made. I hope you didn't start your project on the first day I uploaded that tutorial, and you've just been waiting for me to do this one. If that's the case, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't have the time. I forgot it. Now I remember it. Now a couple of weeks later, I'm already making this one, and I hope I won't forget this time to do the third one. I hope the third one's not going to come out in 2019. Anyways, let's just get started. So yeah, I think this should actually be exactly the way we left it. I think I didn't change anything about this project. I think it even says last changed a year ago. I think this is exactly the way we left it. So that's pretty good if you want to follow the tutorial. So what you know now. Okay, so as you can see, I have all my files I need on the second monitor over here. All the, all the assets of the game. I don't know why I just sold. Yeah, I have them all here. I have them sorted. You probably don't. The download is in the description where to download these. But you don't really need to sort them because I kept these names here the same. So when for example, if I'm looking for the buttons, I just go here, left one, and then I can tell you the number here, and you just search for that one and use that one. So you don't need to take the time to sort them. If you want to, you can, but you don't really have to. Yeah, so I have everything here I need, and here's the project. Okay, so let's get started. So let's just have a look at how far we were. Okay, so it's the main menu. Is the music working? I don't think we've added the music yet, but I think that has its time. That's gonna have to wait a bit. But I think if we press new game, it already, yeah. Okay, so that works already. That's pretty nice, yeah. Good. Yeah, okay, that already has a sound. Good. And then it just shows the stage. Is the stage here? Yeah, okay. So perfect, yeah. So we can just keep going from here. Now what we're going to start is doing now is obviously after the game tells you what day it is, you obviously just spawn in your office basically. So let's get those files, right? So here it is, office, and then the actual office is just one still frame. Let's look at it. This is it. Okay, so the frame with the number 39 is the one we actually need. So let's just drag that in here. Nope, I'm stupid. Ah, good, okay. I think you're supposed to go to costumes and then add that. Wait, I'm gonna set it to English. Alright, so just pull that in here and then you have it obviously. Now, at the beginning of the project it should be hidden obviously. It's kind of obvious. And then when the game starts, start dot game, it should show itself, and let's set the size to as much as we can. So let's see, let's try 300. Yeah, that's not, yeah, okay, so 150 is the maximum we can do. And then let's also have it go to the middle of the screen at first. Okay, so now that already does look like an office, yeah. Very good, very nice. And I think we could move it down a bit because, as you can see, the proportions of the actual image are too big for the Scratch stage, so it can't actually size it all the way up. But what we can do is just move it down a bit, and that way it won't be that noticeable here up here because that's black anyways. But if we keep it like this, then that looks stupid. So let's just move it all the way down so it just fits. Okay, and let's keep this Y position minus 18. Okay, so now we have that working. Now what we want is to create a new variable called office_x. You can call it whatever you want. Every tutorial ever says that. But let's just call it office_x, okay? And then what we're going to do is just have it forever go to Y18 because it's never going to have to move up and down. But go to x 0 minus office_x. Okay. So now if we double click and double click again on the variable, you can see that if we move it up, the office moves to the left. Now if we set the slider max or minimum to minus 100, it moves to the right. And now let's see how far we can go. So let's do 200, and you can see here that the corner of the image is already inside the frame. So let's just move it to the left until it's just on the, yeah, okay, so 120, it seems right. So let's remember that it shouldn't be able to go over 120 or under minus 120, this variable. Alright, but now we already have an office. It can already move, which is pretty good. Now let's add a system that moves or changes the variable actually. When you move the mouse, so when you move it to the right, the variable goes up a bit until it hits 120 and then it stops. When you move to the left, it goes down. So let's do that. So just copy this part and then add a forever block. And then let's do if, let's do if then and then else. If the mouse X is over, let's say 50 or 45. If not, okay, larger than. I'm sorry, I'm going pretty quickly, I guess, for some people, but I don't want to waste your time, you know. So what this does is, if your mouse is over the X amount of 45, it changes the variable up by 2 if the variable isn't over 119. And what this is gonna do is make it very linear. So and that's not something you want to have because you do have to press the buttons pretty quickly. But it stopped there. That's nice. You do have to press the button pretty quickly sometimes. So what I'm gonna do is make it so this the amount how much it changes depends on your mouse X. So let's just copy the mouse X and do minus 45. So if it's just at 45, it's not going to move at all because that results in 0. But as soon as you're at 46, mouse position 46, it moves by 1. Now let's just add a factor to that. Let's try out 0.1. I don't know how much it should be. I'm just guessing here. Let's try that. That seems quite nice. That's actually a pretty good speed. All right. So so what this does basically is, let's say you're at mouse position 90 at an X of 90, which is here, about here, here. Then it moves the office to the left by 9 pixels because it gets multiplied by 0.1. Pretty simple, right? And then now the nice thing is we can just duplicate this whole thing and just invert everything, basically just do it lower than minus 45, lower than minus 119, and plus 45, and that should work. So yeah, that works quite well, I must say. I think 0.1 is a pretty good amount. That was a good guess. But as you can see now, it moves a bit too much. And the reason for that is if you move your mouse really quickly, it goes up to 240. And that minus 45 is 195. And that times 0.1 is still 19.5. Which means that, let's say you're at an Office X of a bit below 100, then it will go further before it stops. So now we just need to find a good amount of when it should stop. Let's set it to 110. Maybe a bit more. Yeah, okay, so 110 is actually pretty good. Why am I so good at guessing these numbers? Okay, so let's try that. Yeah, that works pretty well, I must say. Yeah. Good, so now we already have a moving office. Let's rename the frame to office. And as you can see, if I move the mouse just a bit, it'll move slower, and the further I move, it moves faster. So it's just like the real game, which is the title of this video. So now let's add the fan. As you can tell, the fan is not spinning. And the way the fan works is not by changing the sprites of the actual office. The fan is its own sprite, so let's create a new one. And now let's look for the fan. It's over here. So it's 57, 59, and 60. I don't know why it's not 57, 58, 59, but alright. Just copy these in here. No. Now I need to put them in the right order. I don't know why Scratch does that. Why does it put them in a different order? I just don't know. And also one thing we need to correct here is for some reason this one is a bit more to the left than these ones, as you can tell. So we'll have to move it to the right just a bit. You can do that with the arrow keys too. Let's try that then. Oh, that was a bit too much. Alright, one to the left. Jesus. One again. Yeah, okay, so just move it with one press of the right arrow key to the right, and then they're all in the same position. So now what we're gonna have to do is disable this one just for a second, and move this one back, disable that one too, and move the office back to 0. So now what we're gonna do is the trick from 1 year ago, put this into a forever loop. Now just put some set size and go to XY blocks in there. Now the first thing we're going to do is find the right size. So you can just keep putting in different numbers to find it. That looks alright. Now let's get the right height. 30, 45, 40, 37. Yeah, okay. Now the tricky part is getting the X right, but we can just add a ghost effect here. 50. And now let's move it around, and then the closer we get, the more it looks like some kind of motion blur or something. And then when we're really close, or when we're actually there should be no motion blur anymore. Okay, so 22 and 37 and 45 are the magic numbers here. So let's set that ghost effect to 0 again. Yeah. And now we can already add a next costume block. Yeah, so that looks pretty good. Or maybe we should move it a bit more to the right. No, 22 is... Yeah, 22 is it's pretty good about, yeah. It even looks like the papers are waving. That's pretty cool. It's unintentional, but cool. It's not a bug, it's a feature. Okay, so now we have the moving fan, and now all we need to add is to make it move with the office. We just need to do the same thing as with the actual office sprite, basically. And just add this office X minus, and now the 22 from up here goes in here. And now if we set the office X to 0, plus 22? Oh, I'm sorry. 22 minus office X, yeah, I'm stupid. Okay, good, yeah. And now if we re-enable these, you see it moves with the office sprite perfectly. Pretty cool, isn't it? Well, now let's rename that to fan. So now we already have a moving fan. Oh, and let's also add when the flag is clicked, it hides, and when it receives start game, it should go to front. Let's not forget that. And show itself. Yeah. Yeah, good. So now we have that working also. So as you can tell, if I start this one after the one of the office, the fan will always be lagging behind. But if I start the office one afterwards, it works perfectly. So let's add in a small delay, a really small delay, like 0.001 into this. Now if we start the game, let's see, I hope this works. I hope it wasn't a mistake. Yep, okay, so now it works perfectly. The game starts, the fan is already spinning, the office moves. So we actually have the basic game done already. I mean, you don't do much in Fnaf, so this is basically the main game, to be honest. So now, obviously, what we need to add is the doors and the buttons. That's what's still missing. All right. Well, so now let's just add the doors first. So create a new sprite, obviously, and let's call this one left door already. Left door. And now let's look for the doors. Left. This is like Dora the Explorer. There. Oh, that's a lot of frames. Crap. And this one is a bit strange. That's supposed to be in front of that one, but alright. We'll have to sort that ourselves. And now, crap. Oh, come on, mate. Okay, in case you couldn't tell, I just had to redo the whole tutorial, basically, because I deleted. I accidentally undid everything we just did by pulling the sprites in here, so now I'm just gonna get them like this, which is way easier anyways. Why didn't I just do it this way? Okay, so let's get the left door. There it is. Let's get all those frames. And now let's sort them. That's a fun game, isn't it? I don't know, why does Scratch do this? And like there's things in Scratch that just don't make any sense at all. Gee. Sorting by hand sure is fun. That goes there. I'm not even really sorting, I'm just putting smaller ones in front of bigger ones, and at some point I'll be done. But it's actually much less efficient. Oi. Yeah. And for some reason this one, the 105, goes in front of these other ones. Don't know why, but that's just the way it is. Almost done, I think. That one was there. There. I think I'm done now. Yeah, looks good, looks good, looks good. Yep, okay. Hallelujah, okay, I'm done. Let's try it out. Just to see if I'm actually done or if I'm just stupid right now. Oh, yeah, okay, that was very stupid. That was very stupid. Okay, but it works. Why is it still doing that? Okay. Now what we need to do is go in here and just clear out the black parts, because if the light is on, these parts obviously aren't supposed to be black, because if not it's just gonna cover the light and that's gonna look really stupid. And you can, if you want to, you can go the extra mile and recolor these parts here that are being uncolored. I think I might even do that at some point, but right now I just don't feel like it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay, let's see that in action now. So first of all, don't forget this part here. hide when it starts. Okay, let's start it now. And then when start game, or when it receives, start game, show yourself, go to front. Now we need to find the right position. And now this time we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna have it move with the office, because if you're all the way to the right, you don't see the door at all. So let's get the right size. Actually, that's 100 seems about right, yeah. The Y we can still find out if we want to. Minus 1. Actually, let's get the close one. Yeah, the Y looks okay. Maybe a bit lower. And I think the size needs to go down a bit. Yeah, 90 seems right. Okay, minus 25 maybe. 15. Actually, maybe 100 might be correct. I'm sorry. Okay, so now let's add the movement. And now let's add minus 200, 250, 275. That's a bit too far, I think. Okay, I think we might actually have to make it bigger. It didn't look like it. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, good. So now, as you can tell, when I move over here, it's still at the border of our preview, which is kind of stupid. I don't know why Scratch does that. It has a limit around here of how big the stage outside of the view is. So whatever. So now let's just add this. If X position smaller than blah blah blah, hide, if not show. Okay, now let's disable this one again. Why is it still moving? What? Okay, Scratch, it does bug sometimes. Let's just restart it. I just stopped this and I just stopped this part of the script and it was still moving. Did you see that? What? Okay, I'm stupid. When did I add the... What? Okay. Whatever, okay. I don't know what that was. Now it should work. Okay. Let's show that again. And let's go to the point just before it stops moving with the... Let's set it to 20. Okay, so if Office X is smaller than 20, bigger than 20, it should hide, and if not, it should show itself. So now let's restart this part here. And as you can tell, now it actually works, which is quite nice. I mean, there might be a little pop in, pop out sometimes, yeah, like that. But I don't think most users will move their mouse this slowly just to check if the door is there or not. So, well, I mean, we can add like a bit more of a buffer. Wait, other way. 15. Oh no, that was actually correct. Okay, so 30 might actually be better. Yeah, 30 is probably better. Yeah. Good. So now we have that. Let's add the ability to close and open. So when I receive left door dot close and left door dot open. This is pretty simple. When it closes, it should be at the last frame. And now let's see how many frames there are. 14. So it should repeat 13 times. Switch to costume. Costume number -1. Because that's how you make it go backwards. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that works pretty well actually, yeah. And the other way around, it's even simpler. It's just start on this one and then go to the next costume. So let's try that. And I switched them around. Yeah, okay, so now that works, yeah, good. Now what we're gonna do is call this one left door, which you already did, I just deleted it. And now let's duplicate it. And now set the rotation style to this one. I don't know what it's called, but that's the way it is. Now rotate it to -90. And now let's just start all of these again. And now, as you can see, we have both of these in one place. But it's really simple, actually. We just have to invert this number here to 265. And also invert this one to... What? This is another bug. You do this and it doesn't work. Scratch. Can't wait for 3.0. This is boogie. -30. Okay, so it did work. What didn't? What? Okay, I don't know what's going on, but all right. And now let's rename these to right door dot close and right door dot open. Okay, so now that should work. The reason why it's lagging behind like this is we just need to restart the project and then it should work. Let's see. Yeah, it's the same with the fan. I don't know why Scratch decides to make it worse. Oh, and also, I almost forgot. Shit. Well, actually, we don't really need to do that. Yeah, okay, let's, no, we can't, we don't have, okay, sorry if you're confused right now. I'll explain later. Okay. Now we have the two doors with working animations. They're moving around with the office. The fan is spinning. Everything's perfect. Now let's add the buttons. And the buttons are probably my least favorite part. Because, well, you'll see. Let's get rid of all the black stuff here. Okay. Now let's rename this one to 00, which means that the top button isn't pressed and the bottom button isn't pressed either. Then this one should be 01 obviously, because that one's off but this one's on, and that one is 10 and this one is 11. So that's like a bit of a binary code, you know, like 0 and 1s, and now like that we can differentiate if it's open or not. Yeah, and now let's add a variable called left button and another one called right button. We can do that later. Now let's make it hide once again at the beginning. It's always the same, you know. It's really all right. Then it should show itself in the beginning. Go to front, and now once again, forever. Size, position, all the same. It's all the same, you know. And now let's set the Office X. Let's stop this one again. Let's set the Office X to -120, which is the maximum. So now let's have that be at... Yeah, 50 seems like a good amount, and then maybe 300, 50, 40, or maybe a bit bigger. Yeah, 55, okay. So 340 and 55, or -340 and 55 are the correct amounts. And then in the beginning, both should be off, the light and the door. So when the game starts, this button should be set to, this variable should be set to 00. Okay, so now that's working. Oh, and we also need to add that again. Right. What should it be? Smaller than blah blah. Show, if not hide. Let's try this. Minus. Okay, let's do the 0 at first. If not, we can't see it at all. Okay, about 100 seemed about right. Now let's restart this again. Yeah, 100 is actually pretty good, yeah. Okay, So now we can just rename this to left button. Now I wish we could do the same as with the doors, which would be just duplicating them and then mirroring them, but then the writing on here will be mirrored, so we need to duplicate it but then replace all the images with the left with the right button. Yeah, let's delete the first 4 and rename them once again. 1 0 0 1 0 0 1 1. Let's put the 0 0 up here, and yeah, and the same over here. I like to have them sorted like this, like it's the none of them are on, the top one is on, the bottom one's on, both are on. That's just the way I like it. Now let's rename it to right button. Change this to... Why is it that every time you duplicate them... Or is it gonna work now? No. These bigger or smaller things just break. They don't work anymore. You can't change it. Oh, now you can. Now you can? Jeez. Oh, and we need to delete the... Or remove the black parts here. Almost forgot. Okay, let's see. Now that's laggy once again. But let's just restart it, and then it shouldn't be laggy anymore. Yeah, okay. And now, I think we're almost done with the tutorial. I'm just going to show you how to make these pressable, and how to make them actually open and close the doors. And that's actually pretty simple. So let's just duplicate this part here, and then forever, if touching mouse pointer, and then if the mouse Y is over, let's say 3 or 5, then that means that it's that we're trying to click the top one, and if not, it's the bottom one. And now this is going to be a bit nasty, but if, or actually, no, actually that's pretty simple. Set left, oh, we need to do right button, almost forgot. Right button, set if right button is gleich is, sorry, German. If where is it, letter 1 of right button is 1, should set it to join letter 2 of right button, and in the front 0. And if not, that means that this is 0, should be set to 1. So it just inverts itself, so to speak. Now let's just duplicate that and change the letters around. Yeah, okay, and now let's add switch to costume right button into this one. Now if we start this, oh, I almost forgot that you actually have to press it. Mouse down. And now let's add a wait until not mouse down, so you can't hold it and just make them flicker. So now you need to, if you hold it, it doesn't do anything until you let go, and then it changes. Yeah, but that works pretty well, yeah. Good, so now let's just duplicate that on this one. Now we just need to switch all of these to the left button variable. Yeah, and that should work. And now don't forget to make this one switch to the left button costume also. Now if we start this, yeah, good. Alright, so that works. So now we have working buttons, almost. We still need to add the working doors to make them actually work. So now all we need to add is The top one is the door, so we only need to care about this one. So now we need to add left door open and left door close in this order. Right? Am I being stupid now? No, works perfectly great. Fantastic. Alright, but the animation is actually a bit slow, so maybe we should add another one of these, make this into 6, and then add one more, if not, because you can't divide 13 by 6. 6, 2 of these, and then another one. Now the animation should be a bit quicker. Yeah, so that looks like the game actually. That's pretty nice. So now let's just add the functionality over here as well. Open and close. Yeah, so the reason why I jumped there was because it wasn't open yet. And now we also need to make the right one move twice as quickly. And also I forgot to, oh no, I didn't. Good. I thought I'd forgotten to remove the black parts, but I duplicated it, so obviously they're gone. Yeah, so now we have working doors, working buttons, the lights. Yeah, let's make the lights work. That's pretty easy. Let's import the 2 frames of the office where the lights are on, which are 58 and 127, I think, if I saw that correctly. Yeah. Okay, so now let's create a new variable called office. And let's set that to 0, 0 in the beginning. And let's rename these also to 0, 0. 0, 1, because the right light is on. And 1, 0. Now obviously you can't have both lights on, so when we turn this one on, if the first letter of the, okay, let's try it again. If the first letter of the right button, when you're pressing the left button, if the first letter of the right button is 1, it just sets the right button to 0 and the letter of the right button. Oh, no. Letter, that has to go down here. Okay, I'm stupid, yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, looks about right. Okay, like this. I was kind of so confused for a second, I'm really sorry. Okay, let's just copy that and just exchange everywhere we can exchange something. Left button. So now these should cancel each other out. And we also need to add the sounds. So if we press this one now, this should go off. Okay, so why wasn't this set to 0, 0 in the beginning? Did I press it accidentally? I think no, wait. Okay, that was weird. I don't know why I did that. Okay, but now it's working, so now I can close the doors, but I think we need to move them a bit more to the outside actually, because now with the light on we can see that I was wrong about the coordinates. Yeah, and you do have to put black in here, if not you can see through it. You can see the light through it, but you know. Alright. Yeah, and now let's just continue in renaming. That's already done. And now let's add another forever loop on here. Let's make it switch to 0, 0, and then wait a random amount of 0.05 to 0.1. If the second letter of the left button and the second letter of the right button are 0, then it should just keep that costume here, the 0, 0. And if the left one is on, it should switch to 0, 1. And now because they cancel each other out, we can just make it so that if they're not both on, and if the left one isn't on, then of course the right one has to be on. Pretty logical. So let's try that. Yeah, now we need to add another random waiting thing here, and let's make this one a bit longer. Maybe 0.5. Let's make that also a bit longer than I thought. Okay, so you need to decide these times for yourself. And now let's try out the right light. Yeah, that works too. And it cancelled out the one on the left. But is it me or? Oh yeah, so that that's a mistake. Yeah. Wait, we need to set this to first letter and first letter. Yeah, that's stupid. That was stupid of me. But now it should work. Yeah, so it keeps the whatever you're setting is. If I close this now and I turn on the light here, it stays closed. Yeah. Good. So now we have all of these working. Now we're just gonna add the sounds of the doors. Sounds. Office door. Yeah. Let's copy that over here as well. Didn't I just move it over here as well? I thought I did. Alright, so now if we close the doors. Perfect. And now the light should also have its own sound effect. And the way we're going to do that is just have it play in an infinite loop. Have it play in an infinite loop. The sound of the lamps, which is like a really soft buzz. Yeah, let's have that play in a loop, and then if the doors are, if the lights are out, it just changes the volume to 0, and if not, it changes it to 100. Yeah. Actually, let's do it some other way. Let's make it. Let's make another forever. Let's make it like this. So if both of them are out, should just change it to 0, and if not, to 100. Yeah, so I think we're actually gonna remove these random numbers. I think what we're gonna do instead is add a random thing in here, so that if a random out of 1 and 2 is 1, it should actually turn the light on, and if not, keep it off. If you know what I mean. That one. Okay, let's try that. Yeah, so sometimes you get the sound in the middle of when the loop starts again, and then there's a slight pause in it. But I think that works pretty well. Yeah, good. Good, so I think that's enough for episode 2. I hope this helped you. I hope you're not angry at me for waiting this long. It took a while, but now I've done it finally. And I think now I'm gonna release them a bit more frequently. Not gonna wait another year for the next one. So I hope this helped you, and I hope please subscribe. Actually, please leave a like, and please subscribe to get a notification, and ring the bell. Don't forget that. That wasn't the thing last time. It's a thing now. Ring the bell to get notified. Alright?